We all know that the future of this country really is about the youth. How do we build a country that ensures that we have the building blocks for a country, not for us, but for them? And we've always talked about ensuring a better future for generations to come. And that's really the DNA's mantra. But it's extremely important to make sure that it's not old heads like myself or Mr. McCartney talking about what is good for young people. And it is absolutely important for young people to be a part of the process in determining their own future for the country that they want to be in. It is young people really talking about the solutions that they believe will make a better country, not just for them though, but for generations of Bahamians. And on behalf of myself and Mr. McCartney, it is a wonderful day to be here for them to finally bring forth this particular document that speaks to so many of the pressing issues.
Good evening, or good afternoon, I should say. I'd first like to thank the press for being able to come out and talk about the issues that are so important to our country. And that's the exact reason why we've presented this document, to talk about the issues that are not only important to youth, but the issues that are important to the majority of Bahamians. And this is a vision document that we have crafted together with many people over a long period of time. We've had a lot of disagreements, but we've also had to come together. We've had to come together to figure out why do we disagree, what's the policy going forward, how do we unite people around a common goal. And this document, I think, speaks to our ability to get people united around solutions. That's what young people do. We don't see that with the current old heads in Parliament today. And I think as the party of young people, the party who is supported most by young people, if you look at our candidates, the party that has the most young people, I think we should be presenting a vision. And as Young Democrats, we believe that we should be presenting a vision that represents young people and represents the majority of the Bahamian people as well. So that's what I think Generation Green is, and I'm proud to be a part of a party, proud to be a part of a youth arm, proud to support a policy that's not going to work for the 1% or the 10% anymore. It's going to work for 100% of the Bahamian people, and especially young people like myself and Anycia here.
This is a document that we have put our blood, sweat, and tears into in the making of. We believe that the politicians should work for the people, and that's what this document is a physical manifestation of. It's something that the young people have thought of to present to our next government of the Bahamas as a proposal of what we need to see in place in order to move the Bahamas in the right direction. And I am pleased and honored to be a part of the committee that formulated this document, and I'm just honored to sit before you and the Bahamian people today to present it to you all. Thank you.
Well, of course, the document is a very broad document. It deals with several of the main issues that affect the country. Anything from education to the economy, anything from criminal sentencing reform to reforming things like our government. And there are various things that we deal with. For example, how do we make the simple fixes to the educational system that will prepare individuals for the 21st century, and going beyond that, going beyond what we're doing now in that aspect. They're pretty simple fixes that we haven't been able to, or haven't had the political will to put in place. And we have things that are even slightly more complex, but that we have to take action on right now to get the country back on track. Things like on the economy, creating economic growth, creating a living wage, something that we don't have today. That'll be $10 by the year 2022. We talk about things like adjusting criminal reform, how we're going to enforce the laws we do have, and how we're going to alter the ones we currently have. One of the ways we're going to alter the ones we currently have is by looking at the decriminalization, I should say, of marijuana. And that's something that we have to look at, because we have to look at how we're dealing with our young people, how we're dealing with our crimes, and to make sure that we're not criminalizing an entire generation of young men and women who, quite frankly, they need jobs more than anything else.
To add to that, we also look at the issue of women's rights. There's no reason why in the the 21st century, that something as simple as women being being equal as men should be something that's trivial in the House of Assembly. Truly, female politicians should stand up and really fight for these rights, but it seems to have been some silence from the House of Assembly. So that's really something we focused on in the document. We want to make sure that in the future, young girls, young women could know that they have the right to give their citizenship to their children, whether or not their male counterpart is or is not Bahamian. We want our young women and our young girls to know that they deserve to be paid just as much as men, that they shouldn't have to worry about being sexually harassed in the workplace and nothing being done about it. So that's another issue we cover in the document.
And just what do you believe are the characteristics young people are looking for now in a leader that's different from what we have currently?
Well, I mean, you don't have to go very far. Go to social media and you hear the term all the time, keep it 100. That refers to keeping it real, being honest with the Bahamian people. I mean, if we look at this government right now, they keep talking about the fact that we haven't had a freedom of information and this and that, and they've come to government. The most we've gotten out of this Prime Minister is a speech. So when it comes to talking about a leader, what we need are leaders that are honest and open, and we can have those disagreements. We need to be able to debate those disagreements, but we can't talk about policy, can't talk about anything if we're not honest. And what this document is doing, the reason why we spoke to so many people, spoke to so many young persons, got the advice of so many professionals, is because we want a document that isn't just real and representing what we're going to be able to do. We want it to be realistic as well. And so we need a leader who's going to be honest and real with the Bahamian people. And I think, quite frankly, I know for a fact, and I'm very proud to be a DNA, because I know we have leadership that is going to be real and open and honest with the Bahamian people.
We also need a leader that does not believe that we are criminals. A few months ago, the Minister of National Security said that, and I quote, young people are criminals. And we need a leader that understands that we react based on our circumstances and based on our environment. If young people are placed in situations where they are living in poverty, then they become a product of poverty. It's a cycle. So we need a leader that will actually sit down and talk to us and try to understand us and not just see us as people with guns or people who are robbing stores. Also, we need a leader who will understand that young people are not apathetic morons, that we are critically thinking, intelligent people who deserve more than mediocrity.
Absolutely.
Frankly, what we've been getting is mediocrity, whether it's from the government, whether it's from the schooling system, it's just been mediocre. And I, on behalf of the entire Young Democrats, say that we deserve more.